We have a sexual predator who is the President of the United States of America.
What is it that she is alleging?
The first component is an allegation that Donald Trump, when he was running for president and she was a senior staffer on his campaign, forcibly kissed her in front of a group of other people in an RV. As he was leaving the RV, he stopped and grabbed Ms. Johnson's hands. They exchanged pleasantries, and he held onto her hand and he kept holding on to it, and he started to move in. At first, Ms. Johnson thought that he was trying to hug her. She was very confused about what was happening, and the next thing you know, he was able to move in closer. She tried to pull her head away, and he kissed her on the side of her mouth.
He kissed her on the side because she pulled her head away?
Only because she pulled her head away, and it's actually quite remarkable. She had a baseball cap on and was making evasive maneuvers, and he still managed to kiss her.
What was her emotional reaction to having this happen?
She knew that it wasn't right. She said it felt creepy, it felt weird, but she didn't really know how to contextualize it. It wasn't until the Access Hollywood tape came out about a month and a half later when Mr. Trump explained to the entire country exactly what he meant.
You know, I'm automatically attracted to beautiful. I just start kissing them. It's like a magnet. You just kiss. I don't even wait. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
So immediately after she watched the Access Hollywood tape, she left the campaign and never came back. She hired a lawyer, she moved out of campaign housing, and she began to see a therapist, and never went back.
Your client didn't bring up this allegation at the time, and as recently as May of 2017, she was praising the president publicly. What has caused her to change how she speaks about the president and this event publicly?
Keep in mind that she was initially a very strong supporter of Donald Trump. After she was traumatized and was attacked by Donald Trump, she tried to find a lawyer and she left the campaign. She became fearful of the consequences. She'd already been rejected by a lawyer and decided to shut up and to go along to get along. She had a very strict non-disclosure agreement that was hanging over her head. The pressure and weight of the enormity of what was happening and how the president was behaving and the things he was saying and the things that he was doing became too much for her. And that began with the neo-Nazis marching in Charlottesville and the president claiming that there were fine people on both sides.
You also had people that were very fine people on both sides.
That was incredibly difficult for Ms. Johnson as an African-American woman who had supported this man in his run for the presidency. And then when she saw him caging children at the Mexican border as a mother of 4 children, it was just shocking and disgusting to her. When he started mocking the Me Too movement and making fun of the idea that you should be respectful to women who have been sexually assaulted, those things had a cumulative impact on Ms. Johnson in a way that, again, brought forward these feelings of guilt and shame for having normalized this man. And I think that really helped her overcome the fear that had made it so hard for her to go forward and bring the lawsuit. In bringing this lawsuit, Ms. Johnson is hoping to obtain justice not only for herself, but for all of the victims of Donald Trump's sexual predation.
Do you fear for your client that she will be re-victimized? She is going to be subjected to the more scrutiny, just as Christine Blasey Ford was.
She has some small children, she has elderly parents, and she lives in Alabama, a red state where the support for Donald Trump is very, very strong. She is worried, and she worries mostly for them, but at the same time, she's got a great deal of resolve and courage, and I think she's going to make it through this just fine.